Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Golden Vault. I really appreciate your presence. I'm really excited to share with you. The title of this broadcast refers to a treasury that holds precious meanings and elevates or propels us to a higher level. So that is the hope for today. Golden Vault is 3 lessons on evolutionary touch points, the close of millennial chapters, and the substance of our next 33 years. So let me just give you a little outline of what I'll be covering. First of all, Earth's histories, that's 4 main eras, and this is the pattern. Second of all, our present evolutionary pivot, that's right now. This is the promise. And then finally, Earth's future, 4 main chapters, and this is the path. I'm going to be channeling the divine and archangels, particularly the Divine Mother. Also, I have an outline, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading as well. Let us begin. So first, let's start with the pattern. This is Earth's histories, 4 main eras. The purpose of realizing patterns is to understand what has shaped human thought, human biology, and the markers by which humans came to know themselves, that is, with and without the light. This is important for us to know this. Let's begin with era number 1, the beginning. This includes Earth's cultivations as a habitable planet, the might of its earliest forms, the awakening of humankind, which is the origin story born into flesh. This actuated into breath, divine word formed through matter, and became extensions of deity and mortals acting upon impulses of creation as creators. The garden, Arkan Ama, you know it as Eden. The posterities of first civilization and their mortal habitations. Today, our mortal generation carries this origin birthright. I will now channel a message about the beginning. It is for us to understand the lamplight that Humana has become. This is not to say that all of human history has been on point or illuminated, but rather this is to say that despite the challenges and the heartbreak and the disasters throughout human history, Humana still maintains a light. Humana is in a strong place, a place of power, a place of beginning. It is its very own birthright, this era in human history. This moment is a power to Humana. It is for breaking through. It is for rising beyond. It is for tending the nuances of modern challenges while celebrating the posterities and the ancestries and the triumph that has marked all of human history. For here you are still surviving, some of you thriving, and holding a strong point that is miraculous. And so be still this hour. Relate to yourself. Don't undermine yourself. Relate to the triumph that you are. Know that there were many stages in the earliest of human civilization on the earth that were very illuminated. And they started as a grouping of very high vibration individuals, beings who came with the utmost immaculate promise and were highly developed and highly organized and highly skilled. And they created an initial civilization that upheld its own and that marked the very beginning of human life on all worlds. Yes, Earth was the first, and there are many worlds. Now, fast forward through multiple generations, even in the very beginning, for they lived 1,000 years. Each individual lived 1,000 years, and that was the way. And through their civilization and their many generations, they came to know themselves, and they came to understand the significant challenges that a mortal world would present to them. They acclimated, they developed and cultivated skills among themselves and among their community. And it became a hallmark of human civilization, again, on all worlds. This was the benchmark for what humans are capable of. Humans were indeed creators in the earliest civilization, actual creators. And they used a creator language whereby they would name and birth new biologies, plant, animal, matter, elements. And it was given them to do so, and they did it well. And so really what you see today on the earth around you are the remnants of those first creations made by the first creators, humans just like you. Be still in this moment. You may think that what is being shared with you is too fantastic to be real, but it is not too fantastic. It is the very birthright into which you are born. The meaning and the purpose of this broadcast is to awaken you to the truth of who you are, to the understanding of where you are in the timeline of all Earth and all its histories, and to empower you to the breakthrough that is required this hour. One that you may manifest, and one that is given to you naturally to manifest. It is your birthright. It is your lineage. It is your power to do so. Know that the earliest civilization was a model. And as you are given bits of information today throughout this broadcast as to learning about that first civilization and its meaning and its achievements, you will come nearer to understanding that this is you. In fact, many of you who are listening to this broadcast lived in that era, and you were them. And you are here again, reborn in this era, to touch that birthright and manifest its potentialities. May this begin in you, here now. So it is, Hayallah. And Hayallah means, may it begin. Let us move to era number 2. This is called the post-creator dilemma. The post-creator dilemma. This is the fall when light became fully mortal, and humankind made their way without divine guidance to counsel them, without their true heart to lead them, without the models of Eden to sustain them. And just really quick, that was self-chosen. The biblical account of an Adam and an Eve being sent out of the garden, that is false. That is a false depiction. It was absolutely self-chosen. Manna is an ancient sacrament, and the Adama language is the founder's prayer. I will now channel a message about the post-creator dilemma. This was a unique sequence of events as humankind elected for themselves to tarry beyond the borders of the garden and their initial birthright civilization. And they sought to make their own way and to discover living beyond the borders of their Eden, and to try new testaments, and to lean upon their own wisdom, and to branch out further, even beyond the civilization and the families that were their own, and to tarry in unknown aspects of early Earth, the planet, and to experiment and to witness and to live among the sediment and the landscapes that they were not familiar with. Now, this was brave for them to do, and to seek beyond that which was known to them. The cultivation of that is a blessed skill set. And it was not wrong for them to do that. It was bright for them to seek new vistas and to try their hand at new cultivations in new landscapes. Yet they were wrong on one point, and they did miss the mark on one point, and that was that they left behind the knowings of the garden and the counsels of the garden, walking and talking face to face with the divine. And they left behind the learnings and the inheritances that were part of their habitation in that initial space of Eden. And so when they tarried beyond the borders, they were almost bankrupt in terms of what they took with them. That was not meant to be. That was not the higher path for them to take. But the initial impulse was correct. And that was part of their birthright. For eventually, as you know, it was meant for them to grow the borders of the garden and to extend themselves and their community and their families to reach beyond what was known and to cultivate the unknown and to make it a garden. It is true for Humana today to not be kept small and to not be sequestered in one place. It is meant for Humana to be brave and to go to the unknown, but to bring your birthright with you and to bring your knowings and the wisdoms and the learnings with you and to be the grace and to hold the stewardship, all the accountings of all the things that have been learned, not just by you as an individual, but all the things that have been learned all along the way. And there are many of those things, and you may access them and tap them at any time as you seek to do so, seeking the divine. Be still, be still. There is no admonishment in this broadcast. No, not in these messages. There is only truth. There is only historical data. And there is only encouragement and wise believing in the power and the birthright and the potentiality of the human. Be still in that. You are coming upon a very interesting era. The door has already been opened, where you will witness many unprecedented events, unprecedented actions by humans. And you will wonder the merit of those. And some of them will be of truth, and they will be of birthright. They will be empowering and holy. And that is rightful. But some of those unprecedented actions will not be of the birthright. They will be harmful, and they will put at risk Humana as a whole, And your deeper instincts will tell you which is which. Be vigilant, be watchful, be attentive. Do not be ignorant, which means to ignore. Do not ignore. Be careful where you hold your loyalties. Be very, very mindful where you put your promise. Hold yourself as the substance of truth. Hold within you the birthright light to be your navigation and your compass, and to harness your election so that you will be guided properly. This cannot be overemphasized. You are a pilgrim on an unprecedented journey. And all that humanity has achieved and travailed and overcome and triumphed, well, you see, they made their mark, but that was only just the beginning. The greatest of triumph will be done by you in your generation. This is truth. Hold that and be still in that. May it begin, Hayala. Just take a breath, take a moment. We're going to be moving kind of quickly through all of these segments and from message to message. Error number 3, creation's will and the human reflection. Creation's will and the human reflection. This carries every era wherein humans broke through to greater light. The movements of individual humans who found the divine and who paved a path for others to find the divine. This is where the will of light was moved upon in the mortal realm. Even though this implies segments of all eras, there are certain timelines where it is particularly pronounced. The Renaissance and the Age of Enlightenment are 2 examples. These human breakthroughs were a preliminary touchstone to the greater enlightenment that would eventually begin in our era now. I will now channel a message about creation's will and the human reflection. Be still, pilgrim. You are coming upon a high mark, and you are endowed to be so upon that high mark. Be still to the integration of your life as it is right now and how you see it unfolding, reorganizing, reshaping itself, for it is doing so rapidly, rapidly. Be still even in the fragments that you perceive your life to be right now. There is no accident, there is no mistake, and there is no falling behind. The tumult and the reorganization is part of the promise. It is exactly where you are meant to be. Hold brightly through this era. Hold it. Be firm. Even tactile in the way that you perceive this moment in time and this era of your life. Even tactile, yes. And this is why everything that you are seeing and feeling and experiencing in this tremendous reorganization, in this tremendous tumult, all of that is for your learning. Make a note of it. Participate in it. That is to say, let yourself feel everything that it is, and it is okay to feel that. Be still. Always, always, guidance will tell you, be still. It doesn't mean do nothing. It means be a wise witness. Hold the moment. Allow yourself as a human to feel it. There is much to be learned in every moment. And so you're coming upon a time that is election. Yeah, it was chosen. It is part of the grander plan but it will feel a bit like whiplash. For the corner that you will turn will be monumental, and you must be vigilant or you may miss that corner. As you are still in a still place, you must always go to the innermost still place, the part of you that listens, that is able to hear and understand the divine voice. And there is no greater skill, more significant in this era than that skill. And if you have delayed exercising your skill, and if you have hesitated cultivating the skill, and if it is not your priority, please do make the adjustment. There is nothing more important for you to master than that skill, the skill of listening and hearing the divine voice. For only those who listen and hear that divine guidance will be well during this major upheaval. And that is hard to hear, but it is truth for you to learn and to know, and it is given to you this hour that you may do so. Receive it well. Begin now to feel and to see yourself in a mastery. For there is no human alive, there is no human ever who has come here who did not at first attain and cultivate a mastery in light realms prior to being born on the earth. Hear that now. Do not figure yourself to be small or incapable. Do not. You are the extension of the divine, born in the flesh. You are matter made manifest, full of promise, of a high birthright, one who has every ability to cultivate high skills and to maneuver the most dramatic terrain. You are all able and born for this. And so be this well, be it well. Know that you are indeed coming upon a renaissance, a whole new renaissance. And it is for you to open your arms wide and to embrace this renaissance, even looking toward it with eagerness and champion the integration of this renaissance. Gladly welcome the unknown. Please, pilgrim, gladly welcome the unknown, and please be the charge, heading out the front, the vanguard, meeting it, fully front-facing, this unknown. For the Renaissance will be made and created and authored by you. Yes, you in this generation. There are those among you in your circles and those who walk the earth today as people just like you, who have been highly instrumental in the greatest human eras. Moses, Noah, Enoch, many of them. And they are here now, alive. They are born in this era to be a pillar, a structure, whereby humans today can evolve, break through, and ascend. Life on earth has been difficult. It is of the most challenging of worlds. Again, there are many. It is for you to understand being alive on the earth and coming to this planet was your choice. And it was a very high privilege and a very high mission. You chose it. No one chose it for you. You are here because of your own election. You're here to make the most of it. Please do so. You have all the help that you need. You are never without help. Realize that. Remember that. This broadcast is evidence of that, and there is much more where this came from. Be still in this pilgrim. Greet the Renaissance. Powerhouse your being to be an instrument of the light, to help your neighbors, your families, your co-workers, strangers. Be a lamplight. Position yourself to be such. Learn that skill. Listening and hearing the divine voice. It is coming more rapidly now. And oh, the veils are thinning. And oh, the instruction on high is advancing. Be sure that you take it to yourself to choose rightly. Bless you for what you have chosen. For here you are, blessed and willing. Here you are. And we commend you. That is very bright. High Allah. Let us go to era number 4. Just take a deep breath. Era number 4, the final awakening. This era is the actuation of all promises culminating in one era. It is a stone altar wherein humans will discover their celestial birthright. A true remembering, a dazzling rediscovery of the human divine origin. It is the exit from unenlightenment and the entrance to a new heart and a new DNA. This is not figurative. This is measurable, tangible, and literal. A new heart, a new DNA. Yes, that is unfolding. We are here. I will now channel a message about the final awakening. Be still, pilgrim. You are learning a lot. And you have a lot this hour to receive and to carry. Be still. Be still. Be bright. Be focused, yet relax, relax, relax. Focus in the deepest place. Not so much up here. Don't get crowded. Here. Gentle, soft. Soften the palms. Soften the body. Soften the muscles. Soften. The final awakening. You have landed. You are here alive in this truly blessed era. And you are a monument to the humans who crowd the earth, not knowing where to turn, not knowing which direction to take, not understanding who they are, from where they came, or why they're here. No, you are a pillar, a testament of the human potentiality and the grace and the glory and the giving of what is available to humans when they seek. Pilgrim, you have matched and you have met this hour of human history. You are in the glory. You are. Hold yourself in a bright place. The final awakening era moves oh so rapidly. Many great pivots, many great pivots. And you will hold your birthright, and you will stay upright, and you will turn every corner, and you will understand that before the greatest of what must birth, there must be the closing of chapters. There must be the final closure of what has been that did not serve Humana, that stands in the way of Humana's transcendence and ascension. There must be the closure. And it is a great many things that must be closed. It is indeed a passing away of misaligned birthright. It is the passing away of false sciences. It is the passing away of controlling and undermining religions. It is the passing away of slave mentalities, establishments that have controlled and undermined and possessed humana's birthrights, humana's free will, humana's charge of glory in this life. Yes, that has been all sequestered, and it is the era wherein there will be a mighty fall, a grand closure, and you must prepare for this. Now, this will impact all systems in the entire world, including financial systems, including systems of governments, including all religions, including everything that you rely upon in the normal civilian life. Everything will be turned upside down in some measure, all over the world, in all parts of the world. But it is not the end. It is not disaster. It is a reconfiguring that must happen. It sorely must. What has been that was not aligned with the plan of light must pass away. Now, what to do during that great upheaval? What to do and how to recalibrate during this major closure? Be still, be quiet. Create a sanctuary first in your body, your very own mortal flesh. Create a sanctuary that is still, that is calm, that is self-sustaining, that is not reliant on too much outside substance such as medications, alcohol, tobacco, unenlightened foods. Become self-sustaining, become streamlined, become clean. As far as you are willing, it is time to step away from those things that dim your light. And there are a great many of those things readily circulating. It is time for you to move beyond them. If you are in the sound of this broadcast, and if you are willing, because it is always your choice, and it will always be, it is time for you to close the door on those traps. It is time. Be still, pilgrim. This is not an admonishment. This is encouragement. This is a birthright reveal. In addition to creating a sanctuary that is your being, create a sanctuary in your home. As your home will become a sanctuary, a safe space, a clear space, a clean space, a space where the light can inhabit. And believe it, the light can inhabit your home. And the light and the angels and the archangels can walk the halls of your home and will do so as soon as you create the sanctuary that matches the vibration of the light. It is instrumental for you to do so. And this here now in this message is urging you to do so that your home will be a sanctuary, a safe place of illumination, inspiration, godly answers, intonation, hope, strength, protection, as it must be, as it must be. This will serve you. It is highly attainable, not difficult. Do so as you feel to do, and if you do not know how, seek revelation, guidance. Seek from those who know how to do it, and it will be done. Remember, you're the instrument. Everything that you need to ascend and to make the climb and to make the breakthrough, you have all that is needed. Trust, trust. There are further recommendations that we will give you now to help you make it through this interesting era. Understand great awakenments will be had simultaneously with the grand closures of unenlightenment. Great awakenments will happen side by side with those difficult closures. Already they are happening, already. The light is moving at such a rapid speed in the human consciousness. And the corruption is breaking free and revealing itself and being exposed all over the world. Do not be ignorant. That is to say, please do not ignore what is being exposed. Do not ignore it. Be careful of your loyalties, please. You must see all facets of what is being exposed. See it clearly, have both eyes open. Do not hide away from that which you have aligned yourself with that is now being exposed. Please, please. That will not serve you. Eyes open. Hold your birthright. As the awakenment advances, it is helpful for you to join into community with one another. For those of you who have found your tribe or your community of the illumined ones, the community of light, and those who seek and those who are open and willing and brightful, always receiving and advancing in their expansion. For those of you who have that, celebrate and give thanks. Hold tight to it. For those of you who have not yet, or who maybe are standing at a threshold, not quite crossed over yet into that experience, continue searching and do it very deliberately with deep intention, and hold the promise that the light gives you, that as you seek for such a community or a group or a circle of people who are of the light and who will match well with you, you will be directed to find them. That is a promise. Do it deliberately and do it with great gusto. It is time, and there is not a lot of time, wherein it will be easy for you to do it. Now it is easy. All channels of communication and connection like we're doing right now, they're all open, thoroughly available for you to seek and find. Do it now. Do not hesitate. Do not wait. Make haste. Do it now. It is vital for you to have a soul family. And if your birth family is not of your soul, that is okay. It is all fine. It is all well. Find your soul family and do it. Do it now. Do it this year. Do it this year. In addition, there are, as was mentioned previously, there are high ones alive on the earth who walk among you as people. And they are constructing and conducting great works of light behind the scenes, unbeknownst to the main stage. Yes, they work in private. They work in private. And they are adamantly and brilliantly at work with the light to prepare all things for your ascension. Seek them out. Make yourself available. Put yourself in places and in experiences where they would be found. Make yourself an antenna of the broadcast of light. Make yourself an antenna. Put all your feelers out there. Seek them out. Seek them out. You will not find them among the most wealthiest, influential people on the main stage of the world right now. You will not find them there. You will not. So seek them out and let your heart guide you where they may be found. There is a brilliance that is happening, that is coming alive, awakening in the human consciousness, deeper than the thought patterns of the human brain that you thought you knew about. No, this brilliance is something much more refined, and it is coming alive, awakening in all humans, and more readily so in the humans who avail themselves to be always seeking and paying attention and observing and witnessing and pondering and realizing and hoping. So exercise those skills. And this facet of the human mind that is awakening will awaken even more strongly in you. It is a deep primordial brilliance that the human mind has planted deep in the human mind. Exercise your will to this attainment. Exercise all of your form and all the skills to brighten that attainment and to awaken that brilliance. And oh, it will so. It will. This is of utmost importance to you. Pilgrim, there is influence you do not know about that is being constructed to guide you, and it is not of the light. To guide you and train you, to control you and shape you, and to lead you down paths that you do not want. And that influence is being exerted without your conscious knowing. And it is massive. And it crops up everywhere in your vicinity. Be to the knowing of this influence and guard yourself as you attain to this greater brilliance that is being instructed to you by the light, that greater, deeper, primordial capacity which all humans possess. As you lean into that and do so willfully, strongly, deliberately, making yourself available to it, that is your goal. As you do so, you will indeed be protected from the harmonics and the vibrations and the calibrations of that darker influence that is exerting itself everywhere. Do you see the two sides right now? Do you see that? Be careful who and what you allow into your immediate vicinity that would influence you. Be still, be bright, be in the hope and the home of the light. Hayala.